Our High Spot Podcast is here. Buffalo Wild Wings Podcast Row, Starrcast 18. Ron Funches joins us here at our table. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you, and thank you, Buffalo Wild Wings.
What an amazing!
I go for some right now. Actually.
I know. Yeah. What an amazing time it's been here. You killed it with the roast of Bruce Pritchard yesterday. It was amazing. We saw you with Matthew Botchamania. That was amazing. Talk about all the festivities here, and you as a fan, how much you've enjoyed it.
It's amazing to me. It's a beautiful thing as a fan to just come here. I was planning to come here regardless if I was doing any shows or not, but to be able to work this event and being the first year of it and just being such a fan of wrestling for such a long time, for them to accept me and what I do, which is not wrestling at all, but still be like, hey, you have a place here and we could use you and you'll be helpful. It means the world to me to just hang out and see the Bucks or see my buddy X-Pac and just be like, okay, these are my friends now, and that's really, really fun, but I'm still a fan and still a mark, you know.
Being a fan and being a mark, which is something that was always negative, I take pride in it, that we're all marks. Yeah. But at the same time, you look at this now in the events and the festivities, but also you see the fan interaction, how excited they are, as you can tell, because you're a fan as well. What does that say in terms of, it's probably the best time in day and age right now, maybe back towards the Attitude Era, to be a fan of professional wrestling?
I think it probably is the best time to say. There's so many different viable options to watch wrestling. If you're a big WWE head, there's so many hours to watch there, and if you're not in that, there's a whole nother world. I mean, I last month I didn't think I watched any WWE at all. I was just watching the G1 the whole month, and that's all I needed. It was so much. And then there's just, not to mention the independents, depending on if you're the East Coast or West Coast, and just with the on-demand services right now, and just seeing wrestlers take control and them be in charge is something I'm very proud of, especially as a comedian, as an artist who works a freelance life myself, seeing them take control of their life. It inspires me to take control of what I'm doing and try to not let the WWE of comedy control what I do, you know?
Right, you only get one life, right? And if you don't bet on yourself at least once in your lifetime, you're going to live with regret. So I think that's one thing that Cody and the Young Bucks kind of feed off of the fans too, because the fans draw inspiration from their story, and they're like, you know what, I should take a chance on myself and believe in myself, and and go chase my dreams. Conrad has put on an amazing experience because it was supposed to be just all in and maybe something before that, and it's become like this fan fest, and
it's the WrestleMania of independence here right now, and without it, what I like is normally when you see something like this, it's in conjunction with a WWE event. Like everybody's doing things off of WrestleMania, or now they're all doing a bunch of things off of SummerSlam, and it's kind of like a parasite relationship in that way, where you're living off of the big fish, Here it's just like they're the big fish, and they still packed out a full weekend. It's amazing. It's beautiful.
Now, if you had to pick one match on this card, I mean, it's amazing that this place got sold out in less than 30 minutes before there was a match announced. Yeah. What match are you looking forward to the most to watch?
Of course, Kenny and Pentagon. I mean, Pentagon's one of my favorites the last few years. Of the last few years, he might have been my favorite. And then Kenny is the world beater, so I want to see that, sure, but that's the easy answer. So I'll give you a secondary answer, which is probably, I would love a Chicago street fight. I'm from Chicago. I grew up here. I have fond memories of seeing street fights with the Nasty Boys and things of that nature. And so Joey Janela, Hangman Page, who are both killing it right now. Yeah. I think they're going to tear the house down.
And I think we know that a Chicago street fight, you can't compare that with a Philly street fight or a New York street fight.
Chicago street fights, match or nothing. There's something different about Chicago. Chicago street fights can go anywhere. I want to see them out there on Lakeshore Drive.
One final one for me. You will be also, not only that, you're taking all in, and then you're going to get to go on a cruise, the Jericho cruise, which we're going to be a part of too. We're going to be there. I'm looking forward to that event. Talk about that cruise, and are you looking forward to being there, and then of course performing there on a cruise? How awesome is that now Chris Jericho is taking all of this and putting it at sea.
Put it on sea.
Yeah, he's like from land. Yeah, let's attack the sea market.
Let's do it in a hot air balloon next year.
It isn't far-fetched, believe it or not. We're laughing about it. It could
Jericho,
happen.
if it's possible, Jericho will do it. If he's like, if we can do this in the air next time,
Let's do it. Let's do it in a jet. I'm excited about it. It'll be my first cruise in general, and just a chance to hang out with wrestlers and fans for a few days and just relax. I hope I can sneak all my drugs on. That's my only concern, because I'm not coming without them. But I'm really excited for it. I can't wait.
Ron, thank you so much for your time. Again, looking forward to All In tonight. And then, of course, what do you have coming up as far as projects?
On my own, this January, which I know is months from now, but put it in your head. I got a Comedy Central hour special. My first hour special coming out. It's called Giggle Fit. There might be a very, very special wrestling guest in the intro who I can't even tell you about yet. I might tell you off air, but I don't trust you, so I'm not.
Well, Ron,
Just got that face.
Okay, so this might not be the kind of pop that you usually have, but this is our High Spot Podcast chocolate pop, and we would love to have
I'll
for you to have it. Thank you so much.
Please, you got to come on my podcast sometime. I just started a podcast. It's called Gettin Better with Ron Funches. If you guys want to check that out, come on sometime. We just talk about getting better. Anybody can come on.
That's the best part, because we've taken, like, everyone's doing wrestling podcasts, and we want to be something different, right?
Oh, yeah.
And we are chasing the dream like Cody the Young Bucks. That's actually what brought us here, because we're fans, and it's inspirational, too. And your story as well, you were mentioning it, too, that, all the weight loss and how hard you had to work for that and stuff. So that's just all inspirational, too, and we'd love to be on that show.
Thank you. Please, Ron, appreciate it.
Thank you so much,
Much
man.
respect,
Thank you
buddy.
so much.
Thank you so much.